Hi, good evening, everyone. This is Shirlene Fortunado. I will be your host for tonight. So, thank you sa FPS Media, ang aming media partner. Na nakikita nyo naman, di ba, ang ganda-ganda ng aming Facebook Live. Palaging parang social, di ba? And of course, Payoneer for making this possible. And of course, our FOPSCo members and the whole Filipino online professionals industry. So, I have my co-host with me, si Rochefel Rivera at saka si Jehan Foro. Kumusta naman kayo?
Hi,
Hi,
good evening.
ako okay naman kahit maulan, medyo busy. Ikaw, Jehan, how's Zamboanga?
Ako worried kasi yung sinampay ko at paulan na siya.
Actually,
Papabagsak na yung ulan.
maulan din dito sa amin ilang ilang araw na medyo maulan. Pero at least sa gabi siya umuulan, hindi sa umaga,
Oo,
'di ba? So
yes.
nakakatuyo pa rin ang sinampay.
Ang sarap
'Yon.
matulog sa gabi, no? Ang
Oo,
lamig.
tama. Ang sarap matulog sa
Yeah.
gabi. Parang nawawala yung lahat ng mga init kasi nga biglang umulan. So, sa
Kaila.
aming mga audience ngayon, meron kaming napakaganda at napakagaling na guest para sa gabing ito. So, if ever na may question kayo, pwede kayong mag-asa kanya. Any question na gusto nyo. Huwag lang masyadong personal, ha? Okay? So, ang guest natin ngayon ay siya ay editor for visuals and community engagement for marketing in Asia. O, di ba, social? And she is a passionate CEO branding strategist to help CEOs, entrepreneurs, and business owners find their true voice and translate that into more authentic and more human-centered brand. So prior doon, si Jen, ang ating guest for tonight, ay nag-work siya remotely sa so nag-BPO din siya sa BPO industry at siya ay operations manager doon. And after that, she launches her online career as a VA. So, katropa po natin siya. Siya po ay isa ring online worker. Then after that, nag-evolve na siya ang taas-taas na hindi na namin maabot. Ang taas-taas ng kanyang status ngayon sa freelancing industry. So, siya ngayon ay siyang speaker who loves sharing human-centered and authenticity-related topics at naging TED speaker na rin siya sa Mapua na event and also sa Philippine Science High School. O, di ba? And nag-spoke na rin siya sa value mindset over money mindset sa biggest working remote conference held in SMX Convention Center in Aura last year. So, nung COVID-19 naman, naging disruptor siya in today's market. So si Jen, nag-advocate siya on how more than ever we need to be more human and authentic. As a great behavioral change is now taking place in the market as well as the economy, Jen stresses on importance of recognizing the human narrative, the human side of things as we slowly pick up again and thrive in this digital economy. So let's all welcome Miss Jen Cajucom.
Yay! Welcome,
Ka na.
Jen!
Hello, thank you,
Welcome.
Charlene, sa wonderful introduction. Hi, Rosh. Hi, Jehan. Thank you for this invitation. So, ang ganda ng ginagawa nyo. Actually, even before Cham, who was the speaker last time, nanonood talaga kami. So, thank you for inviting us.
Yes, thank you so much for being here also, Miss Jen. I think marami kaming, ako mismo sinabi ko kay La Roche last week, marami akong tanong sa inyo. So, let's start it off. Kumusta po kayo? How has your way of doing business changed ever since nag-umpisa yung mga quarantines natin?
Actually, in terms of siguro how I operate, in terms of the content of what I teach, nothing has pretty much changed. Siguro yung volume lang because lahat ng mga tao ngayon na nare-realize kasi I mean Rochefel has known me for quite some time. She knows that I really advocate human-centered marketing, human-centered branding, and also I have been promoting the importance of authenticity in today's digital world. So parang ngayon pa lang, mula nung nagkaroon ng pandemic, ngayon pa lang nare-realize ng tao yung importansya nun. Because what happened is lahat nung nag-digital transformation na, so parang lahat na ngayon ng mga business online na, so parang lalong umingay, lalong nagkaroon ng digital noise, 'di ba? Mas lalong nag-magnify yung noise. So parang ngayon na lang nila nare-realize yung importance ng yun na nga, how to stand out, and in this case, since it will be our topic for tonight, yung how to have a meaningful personal brand amidst this pandemic. Kasi I mean, let's face it, ang usapan na ngayon is no, the way you have to market yourself, hindi na ang labanan ngayon is not ano I'm better or I'm best. Hindi na ganon. You really have to know your core values and also know your niche para malaman mo talaga kung sino yung market na dapat mong ma-attract lalo na amidst this pandemic. So, yun. So,
Yun,
yun.
yun.
Mhm.
Ayun. So this is a very interesting discussion. So guys, if you have questions, listen well kasi may ipipresent sa atin si Miss Jen later on. Watch, learn, listen, and don't forget to ask questions in the comments section. Kapag may tanong kayo, type nyo na agad. Tatlo kaming nagbabantay ng comments. Mababasa at mababasa lang din talaga namin yung mga questions niyo. And also, don't forget to also share. Please help us spread the word. Share our live link, guys, so that all your friends can also learn a lot from Miss Jen tonight. At hindi ko na patatagalin. So, Miss Jen, I think you have something to share with us.
Yes, so let me just share my
All
screen
right.
now. Thank you, Jehan. Okay, so yeah, can you see my screen now? Clear na. Thank
Yeah,
you.
opo, kita na. Thank you.
Ayan. So what I'll be sharing to you this evening is something really very timely, and also something that business owners, and actually not only business owners, kahit yung mga professionals, especially yung mga na-laid off because of the pandemic, yung mga naghahanap ng jobs online. And it's very timely, especially if you want to rise above this global health situation. So, ayun, as you can see there, our topic for tonight is creating a meaningful personal brand amidst this pandemic. So, before I get into the topic per se, I just want to parang paint a picture of what's happening right now. I mean, I won't go into the details anymore about COVID, the nature of COVID, where it started. Alam na natin yon kung saan nanggaling sa Wuhan, di ba? But I guess I'll just siguro paint a picture or remind yung naging scenario, yung scenario, yung naging effect ng COVID in terms of the economy, also the consumer's behavior, 'di ba? Kasi diyan natin malalaman how we can position ourselves as a brand or as someone who wants to have a personal brand. Okay, so briefly lang. So ito na, yung new normal. I mean, this is the picture that you see right now is something that you probably see everywhere when you go to restaurants, when you go to cafes. So lahat nakamask na. Tapos ayan, tuloy pa rin, 'di ba? They still use their gadget. Actually, if you think about it, mas dumami, especially nung nag-lockdown when everybody had to stay indoors, mas lumakas ang consumption ng internet ng mga tao. I mean, andyan yung nagne-Netflix, andyan yung nagfe-Facebook, lumakas na, tapos andyan yung nag-upgrade ng skills, uma-attend ng mga free webinars. So, lahat ng mga activities nila online. Okay? So, ayan. Yan. So, indoor media consumption increased by at least 50%. Use of social media platforms, basta lahat nag-increase. So, online purchases have drastically increased as well. So, yung mga nagsha-Shopee diyan, yung mga naglalasada, tapos yung mga naiinip kasi hindi pa dumadating yung kanilang delivery kasi nga yung in terms of logistics ang dami pang checkpoints, 'di ba? Tapos people are constantly hungry for information related to the current situation. Given na yan, COVID related information alone ang dami kasi hindi natin alam kung ano ba talagang behavior nung 'di ba nung COVID. Tapos kung nagmo-mutate ba siya ngayon, the latest news that I've read or latest information that I've read about COVID is ano pala siya, nagsistay parang in indoor air, 'di ba? So, which makes us rethink kung anong mga safety protocols ba yung dapat nating gawin. So, I just want to paint a picture kasi based on what's happening, ganun yung ganun yung I mean, whatever the situation is, yun yung magiging doon ibe-base ng tao yung thinking niya at saka ng behavior niya. Okay? And then of course, andyan, I mean, these pictures are probably all familiar to you. Andun yung people are have this fear of contracting the virus. Tapos naging OA na tayo sa pag-hand wash dyan. So nagpa-panic buying, especially nung first quarter, nung first weeks of March, andyan yung ang daming nagpa-panic buying, nagkaubusan ng alcohol. So lahat ng mga essentials, tapos enforced yung social distancing, tapos marami nang nag-work from home. Tapos ayan, yung binibili nila nag-shift na sa essentials. Andiyan na rin yung maraming nagtatanim na ngayon, gumagawa ng kanilang tinatawag pa nga nila yung iba kanilang COVID garden. Tapos, di syempre, reduce spending habits na rin because they have to rethink kasi hindi nila alam kung makakalabas ba sila di ba? And then, of course, aside from what's happening outside, the effects of pandemic, I mean, let's face it, has really been um, taxing, di ba? Emotionally distressing. So, andyan, nakita nyo yung mga health workers natin, pagod. So, kumbaga, kung tayo napapagod, mas lalo sila. And then, andyan yung mga hindi pa rin makalabas ng bahay. They're anxious. They want to know if it's already safe to go out. And they're, parang they're left with nothing but access to information online. And some of them have become lonely, especially yung mga mahilig lumabas. And ang pinaka masaklap ay yung mga nade-depress, especially. I mean, unfortunately, do sa mga kamag-anak nila na naka-acquire ng virus. Ayun. Tapos, ayun. So, basically, so now that I've already painted the picture, I guess, this next slide that I'm showing to you in text, I just, my reason for showing this is for us to understand where our consumers, yung tinatarget nating market are coming from. We are basically dealing with a traumatized and fearful population. Okay? So parang, I'll leave that slide there for a few more seconds kasi parang, I just want that to sink in para you know where you're coming from, whether 'di ba you're a business owner or you're an employee who's out of job and looking for a new job. Again, we are dealing with the traumatized and fearful population. Okay, ito ngayon. Because we're dealing with a traumatized and fearful population, for the most part, they are yung fear nila is fear of the uncertainty. Fear of the uncertainty. And usually when you have fear of uncertainty, you want answers. Either you want answers or you want someone who can give you answers. You basically want someone or something to step up so that you can hold on to that para malesen yung fear mo, 'di ba? And for this reason, ito yung sinasabi ko, regardless if we're talking about personal brand or brands of products or services in general, this is not a good time to go dark. Ika nga, you may have heard this in other marketing webinars because it's true. Now is not really a good time to go dark. In fact, this should be seen more of an opportunity rather than a problem. Okay? And ito na nga, andyan. Makita nyo, I'm not sure if you know, Ramon Ang is actually the president of San Miguel. So, ayan, pabasa, natatakpan, mamumove ko ba to? Ayun, namumove ko pala siya. Ayan, I remember him saying this during the pandemic. Isa siya talaga sa mga CEOs na nag-rise up nung nagkakaproblema. Ayan, sabi, at this point, what is important are lives, not money. we can make money again, but life, once you lose it, it's gone forever. So between life and money, I choose life. So San Miguel was really one of those who stepped up and became creative. Talagang lumabas yung pagka human-centered. Imagine, we know San Miguel, beer, 'di ba? So hindi siya related. Hindi sila into medical equipment. But they stepped up and helped the nation. And there are also other brands. I guess I'm just citing example. I know we're talking about personal brands. Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola have became strategic. Imbis na yung budget nila that's allotted for advertising, they allotted it, they redirected it instead to to purchase PPEs to help the nation, yung mga ating mga frontliners. But then they of course became strategic because they posted it in social media. But just the same, hindi sila, what I'm trying to say is, hindi sila they didn't go dark. And Coca-Cola is a beverage company, if you think about it. So there. So now the question is, how can one create um, a meaningful personal brand? Okay, actually, personal brand, I mean, Roche or Lane, Jehan, this term has probably already been familiar to you ladies even before the pandemic, 'di ba? It has already been familiar to you, pero it seems na parang mas na-realize na lang ngayong mga panahon na to yung importance nito, kasi nga mas dumadami yung competition, lalo na online. But then the question is, kasi kung imaginein mo nga naman, if lahat ng tao in-embrace na yung importance ng personal brand, so lahat individually may personal brand, so how can they still stand out kung lahat may personal brand na? So this is now why I advocate yung building a meaningful or a more human-centered brand. Okay? So wait. Meron lang akong ayan. Okay. So siguro I'll cover the basics first. The basics first, because these bullet points that I'll be showing you is applicable whether there's a pandemic or not. Okay? So ask yourself these simple questions in terms of revisiting your personal brand. What do you stand for? Who do you want to help? What's that one important problem, especially during this time, that you want to solve? And then lastly, how do you want to be remembered? Okay? Um Before I go any further, I want you guys to understand that in this pandemic, we all of us, regardless of industry, um regardless of profession, we all have a role to play. Okay? We have to I want to put that out there. We all have a role to play. Now, how? What should be, if your next question is what should be the role? What should be the role to play? Ito 'yon. Ito yung mga questions na to, yung makakapag-lead sa inyo para malaman nyo kung ano ang role na dapat nyong i-play amidst this pandemic. So when I ask the question, what do you stand for? What are your core values? Because for the most part, personal branding is really more of an inner work. It's really more of an introspection for you to know who you are. Because if I may just be biblical about it, it's for the most part, what really makes your personal brand is really your purpose in life. Okay? So you have to find that, because kung ano man yung purpose mo sa buhay mo, when you fulfill that, that is your gift to the world. And what a good way to fulfill your purpose, especially during this pandemic. 'Di ba? Okay. So yon. So think about these questions, okay? And then kasi probably walang masyadong kailangan change sa personal brand mo. Baka kailangan mo lang sagutin itong mga tanong na to. And that's it. This is a good way to start. And then next, ayan, what do you value? It's pretty much the same thing. What do you stand for? Okay, next, once you've answered those questions, especially lahat na ngayon digital, I strongly recommend that you combine your personal brand with thought leadership. I'm telling you, it's a very powerful combination, especially if you know how to write. Jehan, you mentioned earlier that you're into copywriting. So
Yes.
I mean, writing is really a powerful tool. And if you're considering, building your personal brand, combine that with thought leadership. It's really powerful, especially if you want to go that route of really giving value to a traumatized population amidst this pandemic. Okay, so just to emphasize, this is something that I've come across an article in Forbes. Sabi nila, thought leadership is a strategic move aimed at showcasing your expertise in the industry. Your personal brand is what holds your thought leadership in place. It cements what you're about in the minds of a consumer. Kasi, think about it. Kasi 'di ba, if we want to establish our personal brand online, andyan yung ilalagay mo. Syempre, once nasagot mo na yung previous questions na pinakita natin sa slide earlier, syempre you'll be putting it online on your social media pages, on your LinkedIn, on your Facebook, even on your website, 'di ba, if you have your own blog. But that's just it. That's just it. Parang, okay, sige, sinagot mo na yung tanong, that's your personal brand. So, ano na ngayon yung value mo? And you can give your value by establishing thought leadership, and that's what makes your personal brand stronger. Thought leadership solidifies your personal brand. Pero ano ha, if you want to go that route, masabi ko lang on the sidelines, don't go and update your LinkedIn under your title. You put there, I'm a thought leader. Wag ganon. Wag ganon. Because being a thought leader is something that you have to earn. Okay? Because I see a lot of people na ganon nilalagay. Kunyari, Juan de la Cruz, thought leader. Ganon siya. It's something earned, people. It's something earned. And when people read your content, or kahit na hindi read, when you put videos online about insights, let's say ako, I love talking about authenticity, and I decide to tell a story about authenticity. I also have a podcast, and I always talk about humanness and authenticity. That's also one way of establishing thought leadership, if in case you're not into writing. So there. So parang you write because words of encouragement, meaningful insights really help people these days. Especially, sinabi ko nga kanina, more and more people are now consuming a lot of content kasi nga hindi pa sila makalabas. And lalo na yung mga nawala ng trabaho. Probably they're at this stage na they want to reinvent themselves. So probably they're at this stage of, attending webinars, reading content, blah blah blah, checking content of thought leaders on LinkedIn. So yon, this is one way that you can help through content. But like I said, I guess I just have to stress the importance of thought leadership, because more often than not, especially if you've been writing online for quite some time, let's not just write for the search engines. Let's write for the people, especially for the traumatized people. So parang find out where they're coming from and revolve your content around that. Okay? And then, okay. Ayan. So ito na. So once you know now about the questions that you have to answer to revisit your brand, you now know about thought leadership and how powerful it can be when you combine that with your personal brand. Now, start letting people know that you care. Not about you, that you care. Okay? So I've already mentioned the possible ways that you can do that online, but let me just share parang important tips lang, important factors to consider para people would really get the message that you care, especially during this time. So first element that you have to consider is of course your messaging. Messaging acknowledge that we all have to play in the current global health situation, and then provide right information based on the current situation, because people are craving for information that's useful and helpful to them. So parang yung messaging nyo, I guess what I'm trying to say here, don't be pitching. If you're offering a product or service, wag muna yung sarili natin yung unahin natin. Wag muna tayo mag-pitch, wag muna tayo mag-offer. So, let's try to help muna the people by at least providing the information that they need during this time. Okay? And then of course, think community. I guess this is something that you've already seen everywhere kasi andyan yung mga hashtag, you are not alone, hashtag we're in this together. So people want to know that they're not alone. So try to send that in your message dun sa content nyo. Okay? Next. Ayan. Spend time. Ayan. Natatakpan na naman siya. Wait lang. Ayan. Ayan. Iyon. Ito. Spend time on social listening. If you're at a loss, you don't know what content to write, it's out there. Since people can't go out, people engage in posts. So, basahin mo yung sinasabi nila. It's the best way to find out what they think and how they feel at the moment, and that can be the basis for your content in establishing your personal brand and make it more meaningful. Okay, next. Ito, tone. Tone is very important. Now is not the time to really preach. Now is not really the time to, yes, you can establish yung expertise nyo once in a while. Don't make it yung primary nyo. So tone, I've actually coined an acronym para madaling tandaan. And besides, the words are pretty simple. So just be empathetic, transparent, compassionate, and human. At the end of the day, if you have a personal brand, you want to be etched in people's memory. And etch means the acronym empathetic, transparent, compassionate, and human. Okay? And then of course, another element that you have to consider is the intent. So every time you think about your intention, draw yourself back to your purpose, your greatest why. Now is not the time to immediately sell. I'm telling you, sila muna isipin mo, mas malaki ang babalik sa'yo. Okay? And people will remember those who step up with the intent to care and to help. People will remember those who step up and help. Okay? And then, lastly, of course, action. These days, people expect authenticity to be coupled with action. Kasi ang dami dyan sinasabi, okay, they put in their post, hashtag be authentic, hashtag authenticity, but wala naman talagang hindi naman nagkakaroon na action. And especially these days na lahat ng tao ngayon, umaasa ng tulong, umaasa ng may nagmamalasakit kahit sa maliit na paraan. This is a good way. If you want to establish your personal brand, if you want to be remembered, this is a good opportunity for you to show that you care, you act. Then, of course, it means simple ways. You provide information and reach out to your most important stakeholders. And when I mean most important stakeholders, we're not just talking about the customers, but even your own employees. And I'm talking about the business owners, because your employees technically could be your own promoters, your own marketers for your business to thrive again. Okay? So yon. Actually patapos na to. So siguro this is just to show you, if you start caring and you start to step up, ito yung magiging shift from being transactional, maganda kasing i-picture yung magandang transformation. So from being transactional, magiging transformational na. From treating people as customers or employees, you treat them as family. From competitors, nagiging partners mo na sila and collaborators. And then from standing out to making a difference. And then from focusing on profit to focusing on purpose. So, ayun. That I hope that you can see the difference between the two and decide for yourself if you're a business owner. I mean, which you would rather practice. Okay, and then just a quote from a book that I've read. Actually, I've also interviewed this person. She's an author from Croatia, and this is something that I'd like for business owners to remember, that people would rather deal with people than businesses. And I'd like to modify that a bit. People would rather deal with human beings, especially these days, than businesses or companies. So that's it. Thank you very much. I hope I try to make it fast as possible because I know my time limit. But if you have questions, if you need clarifications, please feel free to let me know. Salamat po. Ayon.
Grabe! Teka lang, guys. Ako lang ba yung naka-feel na para tayong nag-webinar, nag-mastermind kay Miss
Yes.
J? Grabe, ang dami kong... Ang sarap pakinggan nung mga sinishare ni Miss Jen. Saka, alam nyo ba, while she's sharing, ang ginawa ko, nag-google na ako kung ano yung thought leader. At bibili na ako ng libro about thought leadership. Kasi gusto ko yung sinabi nyo doon, Miss Jen.
Oo. Yes, because people really with all the information, I mean on the side andyan na yung mga fake news, 'di ba? But I'll not go into that. Pero people are craving for kung sino yung dapat paniwalaan, 'di ba? With
Yes.
all the information is very accessible in a single tap or click. Pero ang tanong, once you get the information, totoo ba 'to? 'Di ba? Who's the
True.
person behind this information? Who wrote this? And
Yeah.
yun, thought leadership is a way to solidify.
So yung credibility talaga, it really
Yes.
matters. Yes.
True.
Okay, so may mga tanong po tayo dito, Miss Jen. Unahin na natin yung tanong ni Miss Raquel. What's the best way for a brand to address the consumer's fears?
I guess yun na nga. You have to know where you're coming from. It's I guess we'll just have to go back to the foundational foundation principles ng branding. And you can also revisit yung questions kanina sa personal brand. You try to find out kasi 'di ba, when you want to really know your customers well, you won't just you won't just focus on kung nasan ba sila ngayon, kung ano spending habits nila. You won't be that shallow. You will really dig deeper. I mean, what's bugging them right now? What problems are they dealing with right now? It's really a matter. There is no there is no a one size fit all answer for this because it depends who your consumer is, who your customer is. Magtanong ka. I mean, if nowadays the best business model, if you ask me, is building a community. If you build a community, ipunin mo lahat ng customers mo doon, ipunin mo lahat ng consumers mo doon, and then ask them what their pain points are. And I'm pretty sure they'll give you a straightforward answer, and you can take action on that.
Ayun. So build a community and ask their pain points. All right. So may isa pa po tayo. Thank you for that, Miss Jen. At may isa pa tayong tanong. Pero una, si Bert Padilla, he agrees. Always think what's in it for them. So he agrees with you, yes. And si Mark Salinas Esmana, question, what can you advise to freelancers who want to take the path as brand strategist? And what's your first significant career milestone that made you say, I am on the right path? Parang ganito rin yung tanong ko. So, how would you know na tama na yung purpose mo and you're on the right path?
Naku, mahabang introspection ang ginawa ko dyan. Mahabang introspection kasi talagang yung talagang personal branding na introspection, it was really a journey for me. And I came, siguro if I may just share briefly what my experience was, I came from I came from 3 different industries. I was already an early adopter. I was already into marketing, traditional marketing back in the late 90s. And then when I studied again, so I finished computer science. So I worked in an IT company, tapos and then got my hands dirty on customer service, and then tapos nag-project management ako, and then bumalik ako sa nung nag-work from home ako, ayun, doon na nag-umpisa. From VA naging digital marketing, project management muna, digital marketing. I had to connect the dots. And as Jobs would say, has said rather, you can only connect the dots by looking backwards. And sabi ko, marketing na ako traditional, ba't ako bumalik dito? Eh, nag-customer service ako. Ma-share ko lang, no, yun ang na-realize ko. Kinailangan ko talagang dumaan ng customer service. As in, I would eat irate customers for breakfast every single day. Because had I not gone through that, I would not know the right way to market. Kasi lahat ng worst and best customers na nakasalamuha ko eh. So, I guess it somehow made me a better marketer. And siguro, and because I know the pain points of customers, I now advocate on becoming gusto ko naman matulungan yung I want to be a human-centered branding strategist, because ultimately my ultimate dream really, if I may just share, is to really put back the soul in the business. Because once that happens, once that becomes a reality, a lot of maraming consumers ang magiging masaya, maraming customers ang magiging masaya, even yung business magiging masaya. So win-win. So there.
Ang galing. Alam niyo, Ross, Shirls, nai-inspire ako kasi there's hope for me kasi feeling ko parang parehas yung naging yung naging journey natin, Miss Jen. Nag-customer service din ako, nag-virtual assistant, nag-ESL pa nga ako eh. Tapos ngayon, nag-project manager and all that. So, mahabang proseso talaga yung branding kasi hindi ko pa rin talaga na-perfect yung branding ko ngayon. There's hope for me. So,
Yes,
based sa
oo
mga
naman.
sinabi ninyo. Yes.
Mm-mm.
Yes. Okay. So, we have more
Tama ako,
questions. Yeah, Rosh?
Yeah, meron kasi akong interesting question dito sa Facebook. May nag-send lang ng message. What if yung mga brands na na-damage na yung branding? Kasi mas madaling magsimula kasi hindi ka pa kilala. Pero
Yes.
what if kilala ka na and then na-damage yun? Parang mas mahirap yatang mag-repair. Jen, can you say something about that?
My take on that is, it will only become damaged if you perceive it as damaged. It still boils down in the mindset. If you really perceive it as damage, ako, whenever something like that happens, it's an opportunity to redeem eh. It's an opportunity, di ba? To get up again. I mean, if it's damaged, and if it depends eh, who was at fault ba if you perceive it as damage? Kung ako yung at fault, branding ko, and I realize now the right way na to kasi branding is really all about reputation, 'di ba? And legacy, if you think about it, since it deals a lot of introspection, and it goes through a journey. If I want to go to the right path in terms of my personal branding, and then siguro nagkamali ako rin yung nakakos ng damage, I would probably be mature enough to step up and say sorry. Sorry, I made a mistake. And this is what I learned. I hope you'll give me a chance. Ganon. And which is why sinasabi ko, pag yung sa mga page may mga nagko-complain na customer sa mga pages, kadalasan napapansin natin yung mga businesses hindi sinasagot yung mga complaints na yon. Yeah. And when in fact, that's an opportunity. That's an opportunity to redeem yourself. Diba? Yung parang, ma'am, sir, we apologize for the inconvenience this has caused you. Rest assured, ganon. Kasi it will affect your brand eh. So when something like that happens, dapat hindi ignore. Yun. It should always be seen as an opportunity to revive, to redeem yourself.
That's right. Very nice answer. Thank you so much. May question pa kayo? Jehan, Charlene?
Ang galing. Alam mo, sobrang inspired ako sa talk ni Miss Jen tonight. I think we don't have questions. Guys, kayo, yung mga nanonood, viewers natin dyan, we still have time. Samantalahin na po natin kasi alam ko you have a lot of questions about branding. So, wag mahiyang magtanong.
Oo.
Yes.
Libre magtanong ngayon
Libre
kapag
magtanong.
pagkatapos nito, syempre merong professional fee si Jen.
Yes,
Yun
at
lang.
hindi natin afford.
Yeah. At saka saan ka pa makakakita ng ganitong speaker na nag-TED Talk na? So go.
Totoo, yes.
Oo.
Pero while we're waiting
Question
for the
lang.
questions, may tanong ako, Miss Jen, kasi even us, when we're training, we also tell our trainees to find their purpose. So, pero kasi for beginners, napakahirap yung hanapin mo yung purpose mo para malaman mo kung ano yung personal brand mo. So, I think my question is, how would you know, as a beginner, how would you know na ito na nga yung purpose mo kung onti pa lang yung experience mo and kung hindi ka pa ganun ka-skilled?
There are ang daming factors kasi na that surrounds yung para mahanap yung answer nung purpose mo. It could either be that yun na nga, katulad nangyari sa akin, you have to connect the dots. Meron naman yung iba early on, talagang nahanap na nila because they were gifted with that one thing. I mean, si Manny Pacquiao, I think he was really born to fight, 'di ba? Si Efren Bata Reyes, talagang he was really born to represent the Philippines in the field of billiards, 'di ba? So, early on kasi siguro dahil nasa DNA nila, there are a lot of factors pero ang sa akin kasi siguro what to make it more specific, para malaman mo yung purpose mo, siguro try to ask yourself, what problem do you like to solve? Now, this does not mean that I don't advocate yung passion. Yung passion, kasi di ba nagiging ano yan, pag binanggit yung purpose, nababanggit din yung passion. And karamihan sa mga kabataan ngayon, when you say passion, I have passion for baking, I have passion for makeup, I have passion for fashion, ganun. Pero, yung pala, yung passion lang, hilig lang, na lumilipas. Bakit ba in the first place? And I heard Chris Acebu share about this. Kaya nga siya tinawag na Passion of Christ. Kasi yung talagang kahit anong hirap na pagdadaanan mo, gagawin mo pa rin. Kasi nga, it's a problem that you want to solve every single day. So parang ganun. Siguro try to ask yourself, what is that one problem that you can solve and want to solve every single day? So yun.
Wow, parang
Yun.
naliwanagan ako Kasi mayroon talaga akong problem sa branding ko kaya parang natitigil ako, hindi ako makagawa ng personal brand ko talaga. Palagi ako natitigil kasi hindi ko malaman kung saan ako lalagay. At tamang-tama din yung question ko is mayroong tanong din dito galing kay George Imperial Jr. How do you brand if you are in 3 or 4 industries? Kasi ako, minsan hindi ko alam kung saan industry ako dapat. Yun ang problema ko. So, how do you brand yourself kung nasa 3 or 4 industries yung kinabibilangan mo?
Naging problem ko rin yan. Ang ginawa ko, tinanggal ko si industry sa equation. Kasi kadalasan tayo, 'di ba? Nasanay tayo when we resigned, kunyari from a particular company, from a different industry, tapos mag-a-apply tayo, magpapa-interview tayo. We often sell ourselves based on the company na pinanggalingan natin or industry pinanggalingan natin or dahil sa skill set natin. So siguro if it's a distraction, wag yun because yun ka ba, 'di ba? Are you about your industry to begin with? And are you just about your skills and experience? It's more than that. What are your core values, 'di ba? What problem do you like to solve? Madami pang kapang kailangan sagutin. You are not just about yung industry. So baka makagulo lang 'yon. So, ayun.
Parang gumana
Ayun.
pakiramdam ko doon.
Ako rin. One more question tayo. One last.
Meron
Okay.
pa? May tanong pa? Sige, go ahead.
Ako actually meron akong one last question pero basahin muna natin yung comment ni Miss Alice De Leon Avila. Positive mindset. Totally agree, Miss Jen. Thankful for the insights. Yon. So, Miss Jen,
Thank you,
ito na
Ali.
lang. Very short sharing na lang. What's your paano can you describe yung feeling mo nung nalampasan mo yung the biggest hurdle that you've had to face in your journey sa pagbabrand ng sarili mo and how did it feel nung ma-overcome mo siya?
Ay, it was siguro yung iba, nagkaroon din ng phase kasi Rochelle knows this. I came from the city and then uprooted myself dito na ako sa Zambales. So parang the struggle wasn't that much kasi nagkaroon ng clarity eh. Kasi dito kumbaga yung scenery maganda, hindi masyadong traffic. So parang it paved the way for me to find that clarity. And then nung nawalan pa nga ako ng internet connection noon, nawalan ako ng internet connection, ah nung una nang problema ako. But then I saw that as an opportunity to pause and think. And then talagang as in talaga nagmuni-muni ako even while reading a book, while in the shower. To be honest, nakakatawa that now that I think about it, it was an emotional moment for me. It was really an emotional moment for me because parang as in naiyak talaga ako dahil it was like I was missing all the signals all these years. Na kaya pala ako nilagay ni God sa ganito dahil kailangan ko talagang daanan yon. Otherwise, hindi ako, basta alam mo yon, I just didn't make sense of it that time. Dahil nga sabi, you can only connect the dots looking backwards. Yun, naano ako dahil nga parang, oo nga, no, kaya talaga ako nilagay doon ni God para mahirapan ako, para talaga ma-realize ko talaga. May mga ganong moment ako. So there.
Ang galing. I like it. Yes. Thank you for that, Miss
Actually,
Jen. And I
sorry. Ang ganda ng sinabi ni George Imperial. Sabi niya, I like it. We are more than our industry. We are our core values.
Yes.
O, diba?
Yeah, oo.
Yes, ayan. So, thank you so much for sharing all that, Miss Jen. And I think it's time now for our Pops Talk. Over to you, Rosh.
Hala.
Yeah, ako naman ang magtatanong. Jen, mabilisan lang. No time to think. Ready?
Sige, game.
Okay. Wine or beer?
Wine.
Morning or night person?
Night.
Online tools you can't live without?
Mind map tools. Any mind map tools. Because I'm a mind map
Regular
freak.
home office?
Ano yun?
Okay. Regular home office attire?
Or regular home office shirt and shorts.
Where do you go when you're bored or tired?
Bored or tired? Nung wala pang pandemic, ayun, maglalakad sa labas, sa beach.
Maganda kasi ng view sa inyo eh. Alright. When the house is in chaos or parang hindi naman yata nagiging chaotic sa inyo, how do you keep your sanity?
How do I keep this? I pray.
Nice. How do you separate work, pleasure, and family responsibilities at home?
I really have to manage my time. I have tons of alarms. Tons of alarms to remind me that I should stop doing this because I have to feed my dog, I have to feed my partner, mga ganon.
Hirap, no? Normal sleeping hour?
Normal sleeping hour? Earliest 1 a.m. Ganon.
Ang sabay tayo. Who and what keeps you motivated?
Who? The people I help. The people I help.
Nice.
Kasi it's yun eh. Doon nagkakaroon ng sense lahat.
Tama. And if home-based job or business is a cake, what kind of cake it is? What flavor?
What cake? What flavor? Hala siya. I'm a classic chocolate cake lang. Oo, triple chocolate cake.
Oh. Best gift you want to receive from a client?
Appreciation.
How about the best gift that you want to give your client?
Best gift that you want to give to your client? Loyalty.
Ay, sarap. Pero tayo nasagot yan. Alright, thank you so much, Jen. We really appreciate na nag-guest ka sa amin. Binigyan mo kami ng napakaraming insights about personal branding, about life, about business struggles. So, thank you so much. Sana maulit.
Thank you. Ay, Rochelle, I'm just a message away. Ikaw pa, kayo pa. Thank you rin ng marami.
Thank you. Parting message para sa sa aking mga co-host, Jehan, Shirlane, anything you want to share?
Pwede ba ako magtanong ng one last question?
Bol, go ahead.
Miss Jen, I'm thinking of buying kasi a book. So can you recommend a good book or a good author to read if I'm interested in reading more about thought leadership?
Thought leadership. I have two in mind, and whoever you choose, I mean, you will still be on the right track. Adam Grant or Simon Sinek.
Ayun, Simon Sinek. Yeah, I like him. Yes, thank you so much, Miss Jen. Ang dami ko po talagang natutunan. We teach branding sa mga digital jobs trainings namin. But right now, feeling ko parang ang dami ko pa rin palang hindi na ituturo sa mga trainees ko. So, I will keep on sharing this Facebook Live, especially siguro sa mga future trainings ko.
Yes, thank you. Spread the word. Maraming salamat.
Ang
Yes.
ganda-ganda ng
And
mga
ako
sinabi ni Miss Jen.
Diba? Marami kang natutunan. Actually, naalala ko yung kwento ni John Maxwell about yung kwento niya about doing something na feeling niya ikakasira nung career niya. Parang nakalimutan niya na may barrel siya sa suitcase niya, and then papunta siya sa airport. So parang doon pa lang nagpanic na siya, pero nagawa niya ng paraan kasi he admitted that it was something that was stupidly done. Nakalimutan niya lang na may gift pala siyang baril doon sa suitcase niya. Pero 'di ba, if we admit our mistakes and if we say sorry and if we ask for a second chance, people will forgive. In fact, pinagtawanan lang ng mga tao kasi alam naman nila, 'di ba? Kilala ka nila, so they would forgive. Ikaw, Charles, what will be your parting message for everyone?
Nagandahan ako, ang dami kong notes na naisulat. At isa sa mga naisulat ko yung nakalagay, your purpose is your gift to the world, di ba?
Yes.
Napakaganda nun. Okay. So, meron pa ba? Meron pa kayong parting questions?
Eto na lang. What
I
about
guess
you, Miss
wala.
Jen?
Ano raw yun, Jehan?
Yeah, si Jen.
Eto na lang. Ako talaga ang dami kong tanong, sabi ko sa inyo, di ba?
Go.
Do you have plans of releasing your own book? Kasi ang dami-daming matututunan sa inyo ng audience.
Yes, I really do. Actually, I'm already writing it. So, tinatapos ko lang yung nahinto lang ako because I'm conducting a coaching program right now on personal branding and thought leadership. So, tinatapos ko lang yon 3 weeks na lang kami to go. So, yon, tapos itutuloy ko na siya.
Ayun, antayin ko na lang yung libro nyo. Hindi na muna ako bibili ng ibang libro.
Parang gusto ko rin bumili ng libro.
Diba?
Para maayos ang branding ko.
Yes.
Wala ako ka-branding sa ngayon kasi ang gulo ng utak ko.
Sobra. Pero ako yung pinaka nag-stick naman sa akin sa mga sinabi ni Miss Jen is yung don't just write for the search engines, write for the people. Yun talaga parang gusto ko siyang i-apply sa sarili kong writing gigs. Kasi more on SEO, tayo ngayon, focus tayo sa SEO, sa mga rankings, sa mga technicalities. We forget to write for the audience to alam mo yun, to address yung concerns ng audience sometimes. So, maganda talaga yung sinabi niya. Gagawin ko yun, Miss Jen.
Yes, and naalala ko yung recent article na nabasa ko na kailangan nilang i-twist yung headline. It was recently brought to my attention that they need to twist the headline para mas maging, clickbait siya. Diba?
Oh,
tama.
Serving the people anymore kasi gusto mo lang marami mag-click kasi 'di ba medyo interesting yung headline mo or negative na yung dating ng headline mo, which is not so good. Diba?
True. To each his own to each his own. Parang sa akin, at the end of the day, which would you, ano yung mas fulfillment sa'yo? Yung lang, yung vanity metrics ba? O yung talaga, yung either yung conversion or yung impact, di ba? It depends on what your goals are So there.
That's right. Any parting message, Jen, before?
Meron pang question. Ang daming question.
Oh.
So, di ba nasabi mo meron kang book, Miss Jen? So, meron ka na bang projected time nung kung kailan mo siya i-release? Or meron ka na bang working title for that? Para at least alam namin, di ba?
I'm really trying to make it simple and practical. So, basta, ultimate practical guide siya. Oo. Ultimate, oo. Yes, oo, para lahat. Kasi I do understand that not everyone, I mean, parang not everyone is familiar with the concepts of personal branding. So at least man lang, di ba? Para hindi alien sa kanila once they read it. So there.
Yes. And then akala kasi nung iba Jen, ang personal branding, it's all about logo and about consistency. Yun lang yung madalas kasing alam ng iba, diba? And keywords and tagline and all. Pero hindi, hindi lang to puro tungkol sa we find ways and you're in good hands type na ano.
Totoo. Totoo.
Yan. Meron ka bang gustong i-plug aside from the
Oo.
book, shows, or anything else?
Or kung saan siya makukonta kasi may nagtatanong sa Facebook page. Kung saan ka makukonta.
Yeah. I have a website. It's jencajucom.asia. And then for those interested yung into writing, since I'm connected with marketing in Asia, you can directly contribute articles nga pala, marketinginAsia.com/write for us. So we accept articles kahit nga Tagalog. Oo. And we're not just about marketing related content. Anything about leadership, about life, about COVID. Diverse na ang topics ngayon sa marketing in Asia. And for my email address, since I really do free consultation, especially during this pandemic, you can also email me at freeconsult@jencajucom.asia.
Okay, pwede pong paulit-uli para mas maano nila, mas ma-memorize nila.
It's freeconsult@jencajucom.asia. So yeah, Jencajucom, JENCAJUCOM.asia.
Thank you.
Hindi na sila magtatanong kung may bayad. Kasi nakalagay free consult. Di ba?
Correct. Kaya nilagay ko na siya, free consult. Ayun. At saka they'll see there, hindi ko pa yata na-attach yung Calendly because I've also opened some yung free 1-hour coaching sessions every Saturday, and that will start this coming Saturday and will run till September 5. So yun.
Ay, ang saya.
Naku, baka kami ang mauna sa'yo, ha?
Dali. Diba? Dapat pala yung FOPSCo, isama natin dyan.
Oo. Baka personal branding kung paano ang branding na gagawin natin sa FOPSCo, di ba? At saka sa FOPSTalk. Para at least mas ma-enhance yung ating brand.
Jen, kasi ngayon, nandito kami sa pinubuo namin yung laman ng website, yung message, diba? So, meron namang core values, vision, mission, and all, pero there is always something that we can improve on, diba? Lalo na coming from you. So, marami kaming for sure na maaari pang idagdag kung sakali.
Sige, send me a message lang. You know where to reach me.
Clarify ko lang po yung yung spelling kasi hindi ko siya makuha ko, hindi siya nagpo-preview eh. Jencajucom.asia, so that's JENN
JEN lang, isang N lang. JENCAJUCOM.asia.
Alright, thank you so much. Laura, Cheryl.
Ayan. Cheryl, ikaw na ang
wala na ba?
Para
So kung wala na po, kami po ay magpapaalam na. So thank you very much for watching, guys. So hope to see you again next Monday. 7 p.m. po tayo palagi every Monday. And please like our page. And of course, FOPSCo.ph yung pong aming Facebook. And of course, we are the FOPSCo, the Filipino Online Professional Service Cooperative. So, kooperatiba po kami ng mga Filipino online freelancers. Kung kayo ay isang mga kasama namin, isa kayong online professionals, pwede po kayo magpa-member sa amin. And of course, nagpapasalamat kami sa FPS Media again. Nakita nyo naman, di ba, Miss Jen? Ang ganda-ganda ng aming Facebook Live.
Salamat sa FPS Media.
Marami kaagad na nung unang kita pa lang nito, nagustuhan na nila, sabi na wow, social, di ba? And of course, sa Payoneer for making this possible. So join us again next week for another show with special guest ulit. And for our FOPSCo family, let's keep growing together. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you so much.
Bye.